Hi, good afternoon, good evening. I thought that I would do a weekly reading for you and pull some cards. So I was just tuning in while I was shuffling and I've just spread them out in front of me. So I thought I'd pick them live while we're on here for to create this as a container for what is it we need to know right now? What is relevant for sharing that's in the highest good of all of us? Sarah Spey, Ascension. Yes, well, that goes without saying. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. This is really important message right now, that the more light we have on our planet, it's not that the darkness has suddenly appearing in front of us and these things that we're seeing happening or in the 3D world or in the news and the mainstream news haven't been happening. They've been happening for hundreds of years, some of the things that have been showing up, and they're only kind of coming to light now because there's the light. Because there is light, it creates shadow, like the shadows under my huge bags under my eyes. That light is making them look even worse. I don't know if it looks better if I ring the candle, but no, maybe not. But it's that sense that we're seeing the truth. Now, that truth is determined by your perspective. It doesn't mean what's true for one person could be true from a different perspective. It's different for that person depending on where they're looking from, where their point of view is. And if they're not seeing from the heart or from a higher perspective, I cling to this is think about being on I've said this many times before. It's like, from higher perspective, it's like being on the top of a mountain and you can see this little person down here and there's this twisty, windy road that goes like this and up and down, and it's nice and clear. But the person that's here and feeling like there's a block because they can't see what's around the corner and they've got all of these loops to go, they don't know that over the hill that there's this beautiful meadow and this wonderful area. All they can see is that in here, the idea of being short-sighted and long-sighted. And this is what ascension to me, it's the more of us that look to and focus on the outcome of the world we want to bring into being, that is what we're going to get quicker. So that will bring the light and the darkness back into its polarity. And that's the point, the balance. And ascension is, and as such we think about going up because it's higher frequency, but in fact that frequency is coming down and the earth itself is what is going up. So move into the truth, whatever truth you decide you want in your life, and rise above that darkness, be it the darkness of your triggers, the darkness of those patterns and all of the traumas that are shifting. There's also ascension. I shared, I think, on my Instagram stories, Sandra Waters had put a little thing up about our nervous system being affected because that's where the light comes in through the vagus nerve and it hits the system really first. So empaths are going to feel this first. You're going to feel empathically that much of the collective consciousness in your auric fields, basically the different bodies, the emotional body, physical body, and all those levels that go up in those fields, morphogenetic fields around our body. And as those are clearing, collective ones, your personal ones, historical ones through the body, it hits the nervous system first, and then it will start to go through and work on the physical aspects. So you will physically feel that. So I shall start doing some more physical work again. It has felt like I've almost had a couple of months off from the movement of my body, and I can feel the calcification in doing so, especially when I wasn't channeling. Once I stopped doing the daily channels, I could feel that in the bones, and that kind of needing that to be moved and to kind of get that going and moving the body and be in the body, literally embodying that. So that's what we're going to do. And when I record the workshop, and I will, I'll advertise that again for people that want to do it, and I'll send it out to those that have that booked it. We shall be doing those practices. We shall be moving with sound and painting and expressing and truly embodying those aspects. So what else in reference to that? I'm putting them straight from the top. I can never pronounce this. Cernunnos, basically him. Life force. So for me, this is chi, this is ki, this is prana. It's the life force that moves through us. Express your divine passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. The divine feminine mixed with the divine masculine. I've been talking about this, and this seems to be where I'm being guided to move forward with. That balance of the life force, our yin energy. So Shen and Jin, we think of the yin energy as what we're given by our ancestors. It's that things being passed down, and that's what's being cleared. Grounding that energy and utilizing our energy and our yin and our yang. So that's like the fiery, running, awake energy with the balance of the softer, quiet, relaxing, gentle energy. Or the feminine, nurturing, loving, caring, with that strong strength, steel, which we did in the meditation, if you worked through those days with me, of that sword energy. And I'm visualizing and being shown how they fold steel and how crystal is formed. And it's this sense of what is happening in society, of all of these things that we're learning to discern. We're learning, okay, that's something that's come out. Oh, how do I feel about that? Oh, that really touches my heart. Compassion, heart opening, and feeling that. And then actually, okay, I'm here in my heart. I'm nurturing myself and giving myself that TLC, but I'm also sending out that TLC and that loving, caring kindness to others, because I've got this strength that I can do that. My cup is filled. I've spent the time doing that. And that's what I didn't realize I had been doing over the last few months, where I've been needing more sleep, where this lights and each of these upgrades are coming through. And a lot of us light workers have been doing that. Like, what's going on here? Another wave in the Schumann resonance and another thing. And it's because we've been preempting, energetically doing the work, whilst now the physical shifts that are going to start to be seen. And like Sandra said, maybe science will have some paper on it of what's happening and why, whatever the case, we will feel those effects of that light in our bodies on the physical. And that's that life force. So visualize that coming in through the breath, and in through the nose, out through the nose. Mouth is for eating. You're breathing in your nose. You're not needing to go, oh, because you're in the I need to run more and have more oxygen. As I'm exercising and I'm reading, even when you're running and you're walking fast, try and be aware of your breath. And as if your heart is breathing at the same time. And expanding that field so that your shield, or your filter, as I like to call it, is in place, your 12D filter. And that is the life force. That's that anchor. That's that creation. And Holy Amethyst is divine alchemy, is the outcome of this. So we've got the ascension stuff going on, the physical stuff, the energetical stuff, and that energy, we're taking it in to our body and we're alchemizing it with divine alchemy. That's the outcome for those of us that take the time to clear and go through those processes and move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. What is it you desire for your life? If you're looking at all the stuff as it's crumbling and falling down, and it has to go, things that work and that are in alignment will reshuffle and shift and be the way they're meant to be if we're focusing on a positive outcome. At the same time, the guidance then will come through to create those structures, those outcomes that are needed, and the details and the finer details for how and the why. But the what is what you want to be. Move beyond the current challenges. Focus on what you desire. So the societal challenges that are out there, the different weather structures and things that happen, it's going to balance out. We are in a natural, like, think of the earth is going, oh, I need to stretch. I need to just do it with me. Just, oh. But if she does it in a way that we're expecting and we're working with, then it's not such a shock, for one. The universe isn't biased, and how do I put this? What will come if we're looking from higher perspective and staying in our hearts and focusing on the outcome being, I don't know, global peace, if that a rebalancing of all the structures for the whole world to align with the heart, for consciousness to be truly in that consciousness state, which may take up to another 200 years for that to completely happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but there definitely are a lot of people that are there now, that are ready, and those that maybe Abraham talks about as being on the leading edge, that are in that awareness and that are doing those processes and moving through that in their own self. And that shift and change that you do in your life is what's going to help in how you interact with people. So your relationships, our relationships, and this month's energy and the astrology for this month is all about our values, the finger of God, they call it. It's what is it that you need to do, not getting caught up maybe in things like, oh, well, I love this is really cool, and like, oh, I'm just going to stay here and be complete blinkers on and denial. It's knowing what's going on, not denying it, being allowing in the fact that you're going, yeah, okay, I acknowledge that's happening, and in this moment I trust and I launch rockets of desire. I focus my desire. I don't want that to be the case, therefore I'm going to see this in this now moment alchemizing, see it shifting, ascension, see it ascending, see it transforming, evolving, evolutionary procedures, structures, in all levels. So in the relationship, in the mental aspects of the way we think, our physical being, in the way we move forward, in the way we learn, in the way we understand our bodies, our biology, our mineralization of this. When I was saying, oh, for the calcification, it's because I know there's things I need to be doing. I look at my body, I'm like, my guy's going like, shake, 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 shake that down, make that, do the qigong, move, move. And I can feel that baby. Anyway, she says, change, change, change. Experiencing the grace. So from the divine alchemy, when we look at the crystals, actually I'm going to look at closer as well, because I'm just going from more what's flowing and I want to see what's coming out. So Paul, the rose of the heart will open, that green energy, the pink energy, the sacred geometry is opening in that softer aspect to the masculine, but also the strength. And I'm kind of seeing, looking at these two and kind of seeing a man and a woman again, and this sense of share your gifts with grace, having grace in our lives, of waves of inspiration and love are coming in with this beautiful Venetian energy. And he's the Venetian, so it's the Venusian energy, the Aphrodite. It's this being with your divine feminine aspects of what mothering others, mothering self, but not the mother being over mothering, overbearing, going, this should do this and you should do it that way, but getting you to inspire you, which is what I try my best to do without the Capricornian structure. I laugh when we talk about the different things. So just to recap, I'm seeing the two cobras with the sun in the middle. The cobra, the royalty, there's the two, and the sun in the middle. And this is enhanced by the wings, by, is that America? I'm feeling from higher perspective, and an eagle flying high. So two great powers, and the sun being significant to in moving forward and how things are going to shift and change. He's wearing this huge headdress, but I'm really drawn to the colour of the turquoise. It's the vocalization, it's the clearing and truth saying happening. Cenarius and life force. So again, the horns, these seem as like this, be someone being demonized with the horns on here. We think of the devil within that aspect, and it's not, though, it's the sensuality and our life force, and that's what's been in its darker state through the years when it's been out of balance. That's what's coming back into balance, that root energy and sexuality of how we view sex, sensuality in itself. And when I say sensuality, I don't necessarily just mean sex between a man and between two people. I also mean that sensual nature of how we view things with ourselves, how we view the way we look, the love, technology. And I can never remember the Latin thing that Matthias Swiss says about this, and it means the beauty, the creation, which is what technology actually means in Latin. Basically, it's the creation, and that technology, how we are in our consciousness. This is what Matthias referenced the other day. I thought that makes sense. How we view it, whether we'll demonize it or whether we will see it as something that is new and creative and beautiful, will be what we create. And our consciousness will have an effect on that, our focus on that, on one level. So that's one dimension, like we've referenced in the technology, but also the sensual, how we tactile things, how we can really be interactive with stuff, and what we want from that. And the technology of our bodies, to me, is what is important. That beauty within, and understanding that, looking within and finding the beauty in ourselves, finding the beauty in the things around us and the people around us, rather than focusing on the negative. I'm seeing the circles, the spiraling up. So we're as we go up in these different spirals, we repeat patterns, but each time we go over this part, it's not going to be the same. We are in a separate, higher level of consciousness, but we are still going over these patterns to release them in a different way. And as they go up, we just experience them slightly differently, but we're still going through and releasing them, and we're going up in that spiral. And that's that spiral awareness and consciousness, and that in economy as well, in different psychology of understanding as well happening there. There's also the ram and the deer. So I'm seeing that as Aries and Capricorn and the new moon. I don't know when that will be, but that randomly just came to me, whenever that will be. Certainly like a butting heads, but between there he's got all these leaves, and there's a sense of Capricorn obviously is shifting, it's in its autumn. So as we are more and becoming more Aquarian, I feel that's definitely going to be more more in your face with sexuality and the power and how that's increasing in the negative and positive. We want to see it in the positive light. The amethyst as well, I'm seeing that beautiful purple, the connecting to the violet flame, but also the heart. It's all around her. She's wrapped in this and she's got these beautiful wings ready to take flight. But the crystalline structures that are there, they've formed over time. There's like this calcification that I'm seeing that we need to clear away first to get to that diamond within. And that's what I'm feeling in my body. That's the physical aspect. As we shed the carbon and move into the crystalline structure on the physical, and those physical shifts take place, that's the divine alchemy that's happening throughout all levels, but very much on the physical side, so that we can then experience the grace of that. We'll get that golden age through the Aquarian era, but we will need to have that alchemy, and it's the divine within. It's not something I can go, you do this and blah 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 blah. It's what you do for you. It's you connecting with you. And by you, I don't mean, oh, get rid of the ego or connect with that, yes, me kind of thing. I mean me, you, one, here, now, be. Breathe in. And feel it. So I'm going to pull one last card, which is love and acceptance. Hope. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth and choose loving thoughts. Choose wisely. Choose wisely, but don't berate yourself when you don't. Allow yourself to acknowledge. I did a little video on this earlier. So I accept. I'm aware I'm being triggered. I am aware that I'm feeling resistance. I'm aware that I am feeling, what was the other, what was that word? This doesn't feel like a right word to me. The word that was given in this affirmation that I was doing, it just kept going. That one didn't obviously resonate. When there's doubts, and then go, it's okay. So it's okay. I'm aware. Thank you for the awareness. And it's okay to feel doubts. Like it's okay to feel pain. I'm aware of the pain and it's okay. I acknowledge it. I'm going to move beyond it. The pain is going to alchemize for me. I'm aware of the sadness. It's okay to feel sad, to feel grief. I'm moving beyond. Moving, allowing. I'm in awareness of, acknowledging. I'm discerning. And I'm shifting. I'm clearing. I'm transforming. I'm acknowledging and letting go. I'm releasing. It's okay. Even if you're holding on a little bit, acknowledging that. It's okay. Acknowledging in the body where it is. And sweeping that off, grounding it down, releasing. Love the body. Accept this now moment. All is well. Thank you. Love and blessings for your week ahead. That seems to be the underlining theme that keeps coming up because I'm asking, I guess, for the whole of humanity from higher perspective. So maybe we should go into more of like Pacifics and Pacific things and ask about Pacific areas, maybe finance, love. If there's a particular area that you would like to know about, that you'd like me to pull the cards on over the next few weeks, then let me know in the comments below and I will do that. Blessings, beloveds. Have a wonderful night's sleep. And as I say to my children, whether it's been a good day or a bad day, just let it go. Safe in the knowing, in this now moment, all is well.